But Luka Doncic may be the best player left in these playoffs. No one else could have led the Mavericks to the conference finals, probably, except for Luka. He's too good, too poised, too clutch, too smart, and too good at everything. Only one player in NBA history averages more playoff points per game than Luka Doncic, and that's Michael Jordan. Despite this, Luka's playoff prowess still feels underappreciated because what he's doing isn't just good, it's historic. Since joining the league, Luka has been destroying defenses in the postseason with a level of consistency that we typically only see from all-time greats at their best. He's only 26 years old. Playoff Luka Doncic was drafted in 2018, and despite the fact that he entered the NBA with more hype than a Marvel movie trailer, he somehow went above and beyond to win Rookie of the Year. This is the crazy part. While most players crumble under the pressure of the playoffs, Luka plays as if he has already seen the ending, calculated, icy, unbothered. He doesn't just rise to the moment, he becomes the moment. Doncic maneuvers for the lead. Got it right. Dallas has taken the lead, and what we are witnessing now could be the beginning of something truly terrifying. With all the fireworks, Dallas missed the playoffs. However, by year 2, he had his breakthrough. He made his first All-Star team, led Dallas to 43 wins, and forced the Mavericks back to the postseason for the first time since Dirk was still playing one-legged fadeaways in the regular rotation. Then came the Clippers matchup against a defense that was gauntless and designed to make scorers cry. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Patrick Beverley should have been enough to stop a 21-year-old. But Luka had other ideas. In his first playoff game, he scored 42 points, pulled down 7 rebounds, and dished out 9 assists, all on just 21 shots. That's clinical execution efficiency, like that under playoff pressure. It's engineered. That was the highest scoring playoff debut ever, and he accomplished it against what was arguably the league's best perimeter defense. The Mavericks lost the game 118-110, but nobody gave a damn because of what Luka showed the world that night. He dissected a title favorite like a seasoned surgeon. His shot selection was a leap, his pace was unwavering, and his usage rate was through the roof, but he made it look easy. This wasn't a young player showing promise, rather, it was a night that might be the next great one. He followed that up with a smooth 28 in Game 2, leading Dallas to a decisive victory. In Game 3, he showed even more control, dishing out LA's defenses with 13 assists. And that was only the beginning. However, in Game 4, Luka Magic made his official debut in basketball history. Despite Porzingis' sprained ankle and the Clippers' formidable defensive lineup, he played 46 unrelenting minutes, putting on a masterclass, 43 points, 17 rebounds, and 13 assists. A stat line so ridiculous, it felt like a glitch in the Matrix, a sort of all-around playoff performance that gets etched into franchise history. Steal the game in overtime. With the clock ticking down, Luka chose to end the series himself. He snaked left, stepped back, and let it fly over Reggie Jackson's buzzer swish ball game, and it's good Dick wins the game at the buzzer. The series was tied at 22, but more than that, a legend was born in real time. A 21-year-old just delivered one of the best playoff buzzer beaters the sport had ever seen on one good ankle without his co-star. The Mavs ultimately lost in 6, but Luka never blinked throughout the series. He averaged over 31 points, nearly 10 rebounds, and nearly 9 assists, all while carrying a usage rate that resembled James Harden's. In Game 1, Luka went straight into takeover mode, scoring 31 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists in a wire-to-wire victory in Los Angeles. In Game 2, he torched them for 39, knocked down 7 threes, and pushed Dallas into a 200 series lead. This wasn't a breakout, rather it was an arrival, and the scary part was that he was just getting started. Luka followed up with another All-NBA caliber season. The crowd was back in the arenas, the pandemic restrictions were lifting, and the atmosphere was supercharged. Up a 44-point explosion and averaged over 38 points per night through the first 3 games. But over the course of a brutal series, even brilliance begins to feel heavy. Game 4 was the first crack, and Luka struggled inside the arc, hitting just 4 of 14 from 2. The Clippers pounced, tied the series, and shifted the momentum, but Luka responded because, of course, he did. Game 5 saw Dallas take the lead again, and when Game 7 rolled around, Luka's put in almost 45 minutes, dropped 46 points and 14 assists, and gave it his all. It was the highest-scoring Game 7 performance by a road player in league history, an all-time effort in a high-stakes game, and again, the help was lacking. Zingy scored an average of just 13 points over the series, whereas Luka scored an average of 35 points when it counted most, 7 out of 10. 3 assists in 7. Over 7 games, he pulled down 9 rebounds and shot 40% from the floor. In the following season, Luka did what he always does and put the Mavericks back in the playoffs. The Mavericks lost by 8% from deep, but the message was clear. Luka wasn't just a young star putting up empty numbers. He was a tactical engine, a player of force, and a walking mismatch who could carry an entire franchise on one ankle and a prayer. 2022 was his 3rd playoff run, and this one was the one that rocked the league. He missed the first 3 games against Utah due to a calf injury, but as soon as he made his comeback in Game 4, everything changed. He scored 30 points, grabbed 10 rebounds, and looked as though he hadn't missed a beat. The message was clear that Luka was back, and once he was in, he didn't look back. He finished the job in Game 5 with a cold 24-night jazz-out Mavs. On to round 2. Next came Phoenix, the Suns, the best team in basketball that season. Number 1 seed Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Johndre Ayton. But Luka made them appear like supporting cast members. He destroyed Phoenix piece by piece over the next 5 games, bringing the series to a Game 7, which ended up being a massacre. From the first half, Luka scored 27 points, outscoring the entire Suns team on his own. He contested threes, bully drives, mid-range daggers, and more. The Suns' defense had no answers, and Halimi's final score of 123-90 was a complete collapse for Phoenix. This was a cold, calculated personal statement from Luka, who grinned through the chaos, tore the soul out of a title contender without flinching. Then came the Western Conference Finals, where Golden State had more depth, experience, and shooters, but Luka didn't blink. Points in Game 2. Then in Game 4, the only one Dallas won, he scored 30 points, pulled down 14 rebounds, and disheveled 9 assists. He did everything he could, but it wasn't enough to defeat the Warriors machine, but it was more than enough to demonstrate that he belonged. Luka averaged almost 32 points per game, 6 and 8 rebounds, 4 assists that postseason. But the real story wasn't just the numbers, it was the way he controlled the rhythm and dominated the floor. This was the year that Luka Doncic went from being a rising star to a major issue and a complete nightmare during the playoffs, but the Mavericks collapsed after that historic run to the conference finals in 2022. A year after shocking the league, they missed the playoffs completely the following season. By 2024, however, Luka had them back, and this time he wasn't just good, he was brilliant. This was his 4th playoff run, and it was a masterpiece as he led Dallas to the NBA Finals. It began against the Clippers in round 1, where Luka wasted no time in scoring 33 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists in Game 1. He then went on to score 35 points in Game 5, hitting all 3 of his shots. And in Game 6, he dropped a triple-double with 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. The Clippers were eliminated next up, and Luka was clearly playing hurt, but he persevered. Then came the Western Conference Finals against Minnesota, where Luka unleashed chaos. In Game 1, he averaged a clinic 33 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. In Game 2, he gave Rudy Gar a cold-blooded step-back dagger with 3 seconds remaining. In Game 3, he stuffed the stat sheet with 33 points, 7 boards, 5 assists, and 5 steals. And in Game 5, he destroyed the Wolves with 36 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 rebounds. The Mavericks had already overachieved by the time the finals rolled around, and no one had anticipated his presence. It was evident that the Celtics were simply too much deeper, tougher, and more complete as they dominated Dallas and dominated the series, but Luka delivered. He scored 30 points or more in 4 of the 5 games, including 33 in Game 2, and finished the series with a 28-point, 12-rebound, 5-assist performance in Game 5. Despite his injury, he never gave up, and he averaged 29 points, 12 rebounds, and 5 assists. 2 points out of 8. 8 rebounds and 5. After all was said and done, Luka Doncic averaged 28 assists, including 6 in the finals, 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 8. Even though the Mavericks didn't win a championship, Luka's dominated the numbers and proved to the world that he was a once-in-a-generation force capable of controlling an entire postseason. He finished with 1 assist across 22 playoff games and was the NBA's leader in total points, rebounds, and assists for the entire postseason, something that only one other player in NBA history had ever done, Nikola Jokic, in 2023, but Luka matched it in 2024. Luka Doncic, who is only 26 years old, is already among the top 5 players in the world and one of the best playoff performers of his generation. He has established himself for the present, and every series, big game, and difficult matchup he wins, the league knows it, and the statistics unquestionably prove it. He has averaged 30 in his 50 career playoff games, excluding this season's play. 9 points, 2 rebounds, and 8. In the postseason, 1 assist per game is nearly a triple-double, which is insane. But it gets more stranger because there are Michael Jordan and Luka Doncic are the only 2 players in NBA playoff history to average at least 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists during their playoff careers. That's right, only Luka and MJ have done so. This shows how dominant Luka has been from the first postseason game he reached 500 points in just 16 games. He also outscored other NBA greats like LeBron, Kobe, and KD in early playoff scoring. From an efficiency perspective, Luka is putting up incredible numbers, shooting 47% from the field, 5% between 3 and 76, 5% of the free throw line. He has a 55% effective field goal percentage. He has a 2-point percentage of 7% and an outstanding 58. He's logging 40 and is a powerful force both within and outside the arc, 6%. Despite his massive workload, he has maintained an assist percentage close to 41%, demonstrating exceptional playmaking ability and ranking among the best players to ever play in the postseason. He regularly contributes 8 minutes a night, carrying a heavy load for his team on both ends of the court with a usage rate of about 37%. He is involved in over a third of his team's possessions while on the court. This is where things get really crazy because Luka keeps getting better with every playoff run. Last year, he did something completely out of the ordinary that no one had ever done before. He became the first player in NBA history to record 450 points, 150 rebounds, 150 assists, and 53 pointers in a single postseason. No one else, not even LeBron, Steph, Magic, or Jordan himself, had that kind of output. Luka is producing at a historic level every time he takes the court during the playoffs, and everyone, with the exception of Nico Harrison, acknowledges his greatness. What makes him unique in the playoffs is that, unlike most players, his postseason numbers frequently exceed his regular season output. This is due to the way he plays the game. Lucas is not just a basketball player, he also manipulates opposing defenses to his will in crucial situations. It begins with his pace. He doesn't rush or panic. Instead, he plays the game at his own pace, slow, deliberate, and calculated. This is precisely what makes him so difficult to guard in a league where everything moves quickly. Elite combined with LeBron's passing instincts and James Harden's methodical control makes for a terrifying combination. Lucas's size and offensive control force teams to try every defensive tactic to slow him down. Sometimes they double team him, and other times they blitz multiple players at him to force a pass. But the moment they do, it's either a step back 3 in their face or a laser pass to an open shooter in the corner. Defense is apart, and this is the detail that sets him apart from nearly every other young star. Luka hunts mismatches all the time. He will call for screens until he gets the exact exact defender he wants, and then he goes to work. He becomes almost cruel in the way he finds the weak link in the defense and picks at it. This is something veteran superstars do, and before he turned 23, Luka mastered it. Sometimes teams will give up and switch, leaving players like Rudy Gobert on an island against one of the NBA's top 101 players. For example, in the final seconds of Game 2 of the 2024 Western Conference Finals, Luka had Gobert, the league's 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, desperately trying to stop the inevitable. And then back toward the paint, opening up a window for a big shot in a big moment. But it's not just Luka's game that changes when the game becomes important. His entire demeanor changes as well. Some players burn with the fire of playoff competition, but when the playoffs begin, Luka becomes a single-minded entity whose only focus is destroying his opponents, putting statistics aside. This is what makes Luka Magic one of the most entertaining players to watch in the postseason each year, and always adds that extra level of motivation. However, even if you're still incredulous, a quick comparison with other NBA legends will show you how powerful Luka Magic is. To start, Luka averages 30 points per night during the postseason, which is an accomplishment. Only Michael Jordan has been able to do this. But here's the thing. At just 26 years old, Doncic has already tied for the 13th most 40-point playoff games in NBA history, with 8 40-point games, 16 games with at least 10 assists, and 10 triple-doubles, ranking him 6th all-time, excluding this season's playoffs. Luka has played 50 games with 25 wins and 25 losses, logging 32 double-doubles and 10 triple-doubles, placing him 6th on the postseason triple-double leaderboard, notching 10, even though he only participated in 1/3 of Magic Johnson's playoff games. Luka still holds the record for the most triple-doubles before the age of 23, which further solidifies his extraordinary talent at such a young age. He also holds the record for the most points in an NBA playoff debut, and is the first player to have 3 triple-doubles in the first 7 playoff games. In fact, if you were to compile a list of all-time greats in basketball history for postseason scoring, passing, or overall impact on the game, Luka Doncic is probably right there with the greatest of all time. Something to prove, especially after the Mavericks traded him. He will surely want to dispel any doubts about that choice by dominating the postseason with his new team, the Los Angeles Lakers, beginning with the 2025 playoffs. Luka has a special opportunity ahead of him, and with LeBron James by his side, it will be exciting to watch. Although the pressure will undoubtedly increase, this isn't a do-die situation for Luka, who is not only the Lakers' future, but also the man who will help define their next chapter. With LeBron's era coming to an end, Luka will probably have the biggest influence on the Lakers' future. The Lakers will win soon because when it comes to stepping up to the plate, Luka is as clutch as they come. He has repeatedly demonstrated that he thrives in the spotlight after missing out on an NBA Finals the previous season. With a chip on his shoulder and a fire burning inside of him, Luka is more motivated than ever. A championship run with the Lakers would not only solidify Luka's position as one of the league's best players, but it would also mark the ideal transfer of the torch from LeBron to him as the team's and possibly the league's face. The Los Angeles Lakers, with their 17 titles, have always been unafraid in their pursuit of the best NBA players, from Shaquille to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's not a question of whether Luka will win a championship for the Lakers. It's a question of how many teams will take advantage of his unrivaled ability to hit clutch shots and distribute the ball and lead with sheer willpower. Luka's playoff resume is already among the most impressive in the league. He is unquestionably one of the top playoff performers of his generation, and his future in Los Angeles looks brighter than ever. From O'Neal to LeBron James, they have drawn legends, and now Luka Doncic, at just 26 years old, has joined their ranks with a resume that speaks for itself. Greatness is happening right now. If you're not watching, share your favorite Luka moment in the comments section, and remember to like and subscribe for more playoff analysis.